Hey, sports fans, this is Robert with WTP Sports News. Jumping on to do a Texas Longhorns Arkansas recap. As you all know, Texas traveled to Fayetteville to play the Arkansas Razorbacks, one of Texas's rivals from back in the old Southwest Conference days when both of those teams was in the Southwest Conference. If you were to go back and watch games back in the 60s and 70s, even the 80s, you will see a lot of good matchups between Texas and Arkansas. So, of course, Arkansas loves to play Texas in Fayetteville. Their crowd, man, is off the chain. Good fans. They always pack the stadium, and they were packed in that stadium today, even though their team lost 20-10 to my Texas Longhorns. In that game, Texas they left a lot of opportunities on the field. Quinn Ewers didn't have a horrible day, but he didn't have one of his better days. I believe he was 17 for 30, something like that, for 176 yards. Let me make sure. Let me check and make sure before I even start quoting these stats about Quinn Ewers. Yeah, no, he was 20 for 32 for 176 yards and two touchdowns. The good thing is he didn't have no turnovers, no interceptions. So that's the bright spot for Quinn Ewers. But in this game, he had two missed throws on two separate drives that Texas had inside the red zone of Arkansas, where Texas would have had an opportunity to score 7 points as opposed to 3 points. Those two missed throws really hurt on those drives because Texas was inside, I believe, the 10-yard line on both of those drives. And both of those throws were to Gunnar Ham, and Gunnar Ham was not able to get those catches because the throw was way off. He would have had to have made a spectacular catch in order to catch either one of those balls during the game. But also, Gunnar Ham dropped two passes that really could have helped Texas as well. I think the one drop he had, it didn't hurt us because we were able to get the first down. But the other one, I'm not 100% sure if we were able to continue to drive on that one. But it's not like Gunnar Ham to drop passes. He's a reliable tight end, one of the best tight ends in the country. And Texas was also able to run the ball fairly well against Arkansas's rush defense. Arkansas has one of the best rush defenses in the SEC. And, Jaden Blue was able to carry the ball 14 times for 83 yards with a long run of 28 yards, I believe. And then uh, Trey Wisner had 17 carries for 59 yards. In the game, Texas rushed for um, 139 yards in the game, and they threw for 176 yards. It wasn't the greatest performance by the Texas Longhorns, but at this time of the season, it's all about just win the game. And they were able to win this game against Arkansas 20-10. I was very, very impressed with this Texas Longhorns defense. Arkansas has one of the better offenses in the conference, the SEC conference, that is, and Texas was able to hold them to only 10 points in this game. At one point in the third quarter, Arkansas only had 81 yards of total offense. They finished the game with 231 yards. That's under the 240 yards that Texas is allowing in their games this year. Nobody is really getting a whole lot of yards on the Texas Longhorns this season. Their defense is outstanding. And Jade Barron had an interception. He had a sack. He was all over the field, man. He played really, really well. He actually leads the SEC. He's tied with the defensive back from Tennessee, or maybe it's Arkansas, with four interceptions in the SEC. And he's a semifinalist for the Thorpe Award. An award I really believe he can win. Now, I know a lot of people are going to say Travis Hunter, the guy from South Carolina, and a couple of other defensive backs out there. But Jahdae Barron's stats, man, are really, really good. And they match up with any other defensive back stats in the country. And I definitely believe that he should be a finalist for the Thorpe Award because he has really played really, really well. The true freshman, Colin Simmons, had 2 sacks in his game, and he leads Texas with 6 sacks as a true freshman. Texas leads, I believe, the SEC in interceptions with 15, but they also had 6 sacks in this game. 6 sacks. That's a lot of sacks. And they had Taylor Green on the run all game. Even though late in that third quarter, Arkansas was able to sustain some drives and get 10 points, 7 in the third quarter, late in the third quarter, and then another 3 points at the beginning of the fourth quarter. But Texas defense, man, listen. Alfred Collins played lights out. He forced a fumble, had a sack. Last week he had 2 tip balls that got intercepted. Alfred Collins is really playing himself into a second day draft pick for the Texas Longhorns. He is really playing really, really well at 6'5", 320 pounds. You cannot block him with one guy, man. You got to double team him. Otherwise, he's going to wreak havoc on your run game and your pass game. Great game by Alfred Collins. Great game by Jahdae Barron. Seems like teams just really don't want to throw at Malik Muhammad. He's a really, really good shutdown corner, and teams really don't throw at him very much. They mainly throw at Jahdae Barron, who is a senior, but Jahdae Barron is making them pay for coming over there trying to pick on him. That's why he has 4 interceptions this year. Texas really played a decent game, but the fourth quarter was money because Texas needed a drive. They were only up 13-10 in the fourth quarter. They needed a touchdown. They needed a drive. And Quinn Ewers in the running game went straight down the field on Arkansas, got the 7 points they needed, then kicked off, and Arkansas got the ball back, and they shut Arkansas down, forced Arkansas to punt. Texas gets the ball back with 7 minutes left in the fourth quarter. 7 minutes left. And all Texas did was run the football and ran all 7 minutes off the clock and went in victory uh, position for the last 2 minutes of the game, making some huge first downs, running the football. Running the football. Kyle Flood told his linemen on those last 2 drives, listen, everything is on you right now. You got to control the line of scrimmage, get us this touchdown we need, and then get us to run this clock out in these last 7 minutes. And the Texas Longhorns offense did exactly that. They got the touchdown, and then when we got the ball back, they were able to milk that clock. 7 minutes, y'all. 7 minutes to close out a game is incredible. And the offensive line did their thing. We only had one penalty on the offensive line. DJ Campbell false started on a field goal attempt. We still got the field goal attempt after that mistake, and we got one holding call on, I think it was Matthew Golden on a sweep run by Trey Wisner. So 2 penalties for 15 yards in this game. That's really, really good. And Texas early in the season was having penalty problems, but today they were able to clean that up in this game. One thing that bothers me about this game though is Texas was only 4 for 15 on third downs. We got to do better on third downs. We had a lot of situations where we didn't get good plays on first down. And there were some situations where not only did Quinn Ewers had the 2 bad throws, but there was 2 other plays where he should have just threw the ball away. But instead threw the ball to the running back, and the running back was got tackled for a loss, where we could have had 3rd and 3 as opposed to a 3rd and 8, 3rd and 9. But that happens in the game. A guy's out there competing, he's trying to make a play. But those are two plays that was in the game where he should have threw the ball away, in my opinion. But of course, when you're in the heat of battle, you're trying to make things happen. And so that's what happened with that. He completed the pass behind the line of scrimmage, but it didn't go anywhere. But he probably should have threw it away. And I'm quite sure Steve Sarkisian is going to have that conversation with him to let him know, in this situation, we can throw the ball away. We got a 3rd and 3. That's makeable. So let's not put ourselves in a bad situation where we make it 3rd and 8, 3rd and 9 when we could have had 3rd and 3. That's a learning moment for him. I was in another watching another YouTube channel that I watch a lot on Texas football, and a lot of the fans, man, that were on that YouTube channel, they were kind of bothering me because I'm like, dude, we just won 20-10 against a team who killed us the last time we played them. We got away with the win. We're 9-1, and they still had a lot of negative things to say, and I'm sitting there like, dude, you won. You act like every quarterback in college football is going out there having an elite game every week. Not against good competition. If you're going against good competition, you're not going to have the greatest day every time you go out there. It just happens. It's just the part of competing against teams. So I hope those fans, dial it back a little bit because it ain't that serious. We still 9-1. We won 20-10. We didn't cover the spread, but still, we won the game. We got out of Fayetteville with a victory. We got 2 games left. We got Kentucky coming to town this weekend, and then we go to Texas A&M. If we win those 2 games, we're a lock. We got the number 1 seed in the SEC championship game, and we can win that, and we make it onto the college football playoff. At this stage in the season, I don't care what the win looks like. Just win. Just win. You can't be worried about if Quinn Ewers threw for 300 passes, if he was clicking on all cylinders. Arkansas played a very good defensive game today. They were not going to let Texas do what Ole Miss did to them, and they played really well. And my hats off go to Arkansas's defense, their defensive coordinator, because they had a good game plan. And the Texas fan have to understand, listen, this Texas team has one of the best defenses in the country, and that's going to be the identity of our team. It's the Texas defense. As long as they continue to play like they do, Quinn Ewers will play well enough to get us enough points to win games because that defense is not going to give up a whole lot of points. I think they're only giving up 12 points a game. Through 10 games, you've only given up an average of 12 points a game. Man, listen, you can't ask for nothing better than that. And as long as you win, you're in good shape. And that's what all that matters at the end of the day. Did you win? Oh, yeah, we won. That's all that matters then. You won. No matter how ugly it looked, no matter how many mistakes the team made, you got the victory. Be happy about that. I'm looking forward to the Texas and Kentucky game next week. I'll be at that game. Can you believe it? I'm going to go to my very first Texas game in DKR. Not my very first Texas game, period, because I got to go see Texas play Maryland several years ago in Maryland. But this will be my first time going to Austin and seeing a game in Austin, Texas. So I'm looking forward to that. It's going to be exciting. We'll actually be in DKR Stadium. I'm going to get to see a lot of the festivities that take place before that game. So I'm really, really excited to make it to that game. And hopefully, Texas wins this game against Kentucky. Kentucky's offense isn't very good, but their defense is really good. And our defense is really good. So if you ain't got a good offense, you're probably not going to score very many points. And all Texas offense got to do is score enough points. So, and I think they can do that next week against Kentucky. Thanks for tuning in to the channel. Please hit the like button. Please subscribe. Please share our videos and ask your family and friend members to subscribe to the channel. Right now, we're at 247 subscribers. We're trying to get to 300 before the month of November ends. So please share our videos, um, hit the like button, subscribe, hit the bell, so that way you can get notifications anytime we do any of the channels. Also, there's a nice show that comes on Facebook. It's called We Gotta Do Better. Some of my friends that I grew up with, they host that show, and they had a really good show yesterday on Facebook, talking about dating when you're over 50. It was a really good episode. I liked it. So if you're on Facebook, please look up We Gotta Do Better and check out their episodes. It's a really nice show. But I just wanted to come on real quick and talk about my Texas Longhorns, recapping that game that they had against Arkansas. So enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy the rest of college football and hook 'em.